Hello, I'm Andy Drennan of FPSA. I'm here visiting Delkor Systems. Today I'm with Dan Altman and Rick Gessler, just sharing a little bit about their production here in Minnesota. Guys, I have to tell you, I've known Delkor for, I guess, about 12 years, and my impression back in the day was Delkor was really strong in dairy, and I saw a lot of your equipment in the yogurt sphere. Dan, talk to me about Delkor today, because I'm seeing a lot of things that are not dairy. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. Great question, Andy. I started 20 years ago. I was employee 35 and we were dairy. Tapered cups, bottles, yogurt, cottage cheese, sour cream. That was really our world and our life. Probably 98% of what we did was what I'd call rigid containers, and that was our market. It was mostly a dairy-focused market. You look around today, and I'm sure you saw it today during our tour, things changed. Probably 7 years ago, we came up with a new case style that Rick's going to talk about in more detail later, but it changed our world. It introduced a whole lot of new industries, and it brought robotics to us in a much bigger way. So things are drastically different today than they were 20 years ago when I started. And dairy is a fraction of what we do now.
Interesting. Now, talk to me about robotics. Rick?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not new to Delkor. Can you give me a little bit of history, but more importantly, where are we today on that?
Yeah, for sure. So as Dan mentioned, about 6 or 7 years ago, we had a real transformational process at Delkor where we launched the Cabrio case package, which is a shelf-ready package. It launched in the cheese category, which is a great high-velocity category in the retail market. And Delkor launched simultaneously a new line of vision-based robotic case packing machinery. And the real key to unlocking the multiple categories, including many FPSA member companies' categories, are these vision-based robotics that can easily handle a variety of different product shape, sizes, and primary packages. All of the robotic machines that we build today are vision-based case packers, meaning product can come in with any orientation. We can identify that, pick it, and place it perfectly into the package with these case packing systems. Now, I think a real key part of not only having the product flexibility, but also adding case flexibility is what's driven a lot of our growth. So you're going to see, including at the upcoming FPSA show, a machine that can run not only shelf-ready packaging and standard brown box shippers, but also club store size stackable trays. And our machines can transition between those three formats in as little as 2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes?
Absolutely.
How do you do that?
Well, we're going to show you at the show, of course. We'd invite everybody to stop by on the hour, every hour. We will be changing from one format to another in our machine. But we've specifically designed in quick change features to all of our machines. So we have a product line of over 50 pieces of machinery that we build. Every single one of those uses simple toolless changeover to go from format to format. We also focus a lot on changeovers to the effect of having a vertical startup after you make the change. A lot of machines have adjustments that can be fine-tuned and things over time, so you go through a changeover and you spend the next 15 or 30 minutes adjusting to get production just right. We design that right out of our machine. Anything that's a precision adjustment uses a drop-in template or change part to really take the guesswork out of changeover. So you've got a machine that will guide you through the changeover step by step on the operator touchscreen, tells you everything you need to do. Any precision adjustment is a drop-in change part. So you can very quickly go check your screen, make the adjustment, swap the part, and when you're done, after just a few minutes, you hit the green button, and the first case out is a good case.
That's amazing.
It's very
cool.
Cool to witness, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell me about where they're going to see this at Process Expo. We've got a production line going on that Delkor is a part of. Dan, can you just talk a little bit about the components that you're going to have in the line?
Absolutely, yes. We're going to be part of the bacon production line at FPSA show. We're excited for that. We are going to show our G901 former, which is going to form a flange style case, which is a case formed from a blank. We are going to hand load the bacon into that case with a video behind that showing very high speed loading of bacon, as well as we'll have a closer to close that case, and we'll hand it off to a robotic packaging company on the backside.
Very cool. I can't wait to see this live in action at the show.
And absolutely, and I'd say for all FPSA members, come to our booth. You'll see much more there from both videos and machines. And we're excited for the FPSA show.
Excellent.
Andy, you asked a little bit about robotics, and I think it's worth mentioning that Delkor is a FANUC Level 5 integrator. And we're actually one of the largest in North America, doing hundreds of robots every year into a variety of industries, again, as I mentioned, including many FPSA member companies. This last year, Dan accepted an award from Rockwell Automation as well, where Delkor was awarded OEM of the Year. So we're a very fast-growing company with a lot of capacity and capability to handle a variety of projects.
Excellent, excellent. Congratulations on that.
And if I could add, I started by saying I was employee 35. We now are pushing 400 employees, and we have about 300,000 square feet. So we have grown immensely, and most of that growth has been in the last 10 years.
Now, speaking of this growth, can you talk to me? Let's look ahead. Where do you see Delkor in maybe 5 years down the road? You know, if assuming this growth is going to continue, other technologies, other opportunities that you could picture Delkor getting involved in?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned with the robotics, it's really unlocked a lot of new businesses that we can get into. And just this past year, meat and poultry is our largest category. So Delkor has invested very heavily in our R&D in order to introduce machines that can go into these sanitary environments with very high sanitation and washdown standards that we need to comply with. So you're going to see Delkor really venture into that category in a big way, and you'll see a lot more Delkor equipment in those types of facilities.
Excellent. Well, I think got a great opportunity here. I'm very happy and very proud that Delkor is a member of FPSA. So
Thank you.
Thank you for having
thank you
us.
for taking the time with me, showing me the facilities. I'm very impressed, and I look forward to where you guys are going.
Great. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you
Okay.
at the show.
All right. Thank you.
Good. Thank you.